The Baby Friendly initiative recognises the crucial importance of exclusive breastfeeding for ensuring the best outcomes for babies and works to promote and support this. However, it is also acknowledged that there are mothers who are unable to exclusively breastfeed or choose not to. In these circumstances, we need to value any breastfeeding a mother and baby do and ensure that the baby is able to benefit from receiving the maximum amount of breast milk possible. Right from birth, it is important to ensure that mothers and babies are provided support to get breastfeeding off to the best start. Uninterrupted and prolonged skin-to-skin contact will help both mother and baby develop those instinctive behaviours which can lead to the baby self-attaching at the breast. Ongoing sensitive support from staff to ensure mothers can effectively attach their baby at their breast and know how to hand express their breast milk if baby is reluctant to feed will reduce the need for supplementation.
It's about getting help, talking to people and just taking it one day at a time. I'm not going, I need to think about 3 months, I need to think about now. This feed. And hopefully you've got somebody who can support you. And I think that was, my husband was really supportive of it as well, because he knew it was important to me. And he actually recently said to me, I'm really glad you breastfed the children.
Evidence suggests that early supplementation is associated with an increased risk of stopping breastfeeding and should therefore be avoided whilst feeding is being established. Should a baby require supplementation for clinical reasons, it is important that this be kept to a minimum safe level and that mothers are encouraged to maintain their milk supply with a view to returning to full breastfeeding as soon as possible. Disruption to breastfeeding can also be minimised by choosing an alternative method of feeding which best supports the return to full breastfeeding when possible. Local supplementation rates should be monitored and action taken if they appear to be increasing. It is anticipated that steady progress to reduce supplementation rates will be made, specifically for supplements given without medical indication or fully informed choice. The Baby Friendly initiative has produced materials to help you monitor supplementation rates within your unit. Where a mother has made a decision to introduce formula milk for non-clinical reasons, it is important to ensure that she is aware that this may impact upon her milk supply. However, it is also important to adopt a gentle, non-judgmental approach when discussing this sensitive issue. If she has made a fully informed decision to introduce formula milk, she can be supported to continue to provide breast milk for her baby, and you can work together on a plan to help her to continue to maximise her breastfeeding, thereby supporting her to see herself as a breastfeeding mother. Occasionally, mothers may want to return to full breastfeeding as the fuss of making up feeds can be more trouble than it's worth. Providing practical support around gradually decreasing the amount of formula she gives whilst increasing her own milk supply will help her make the transition as safely as possible.
My baby is now 6 weeks old and I was having trouble breastfeeding, so I resorted to bottle feeding with a mixture of breast but predominantly bottle. Now that I've got the tongue tie removed, he's been really well at breastfeeding. I could feel the suction straight away, and the breastfeeding coordinator was brilliant. She had that done for me. So to mothers basically who are having trouble breastfeeding, not to give up and not to lose heart. There's still hope, so keep at it.
So, to meet this standard, in maternity services, help mothers and babies get breastfeeding off to a good start with uninterrupted skin-to-skin contact and support with positioning, attachment and hand expressing. Where possible, avoid supplementation whilst breastfeeding is being established. If supplements are given for clinical indication or as a result of fully informed maternal decision, keep the amount of formula to a minimum whilst ensuring the safety of the baby, and support mother and baby to return to full breastfeeding as soon as possible. Monitor supplementation rates with a view to reducing the rates for non-clinical reasons. If a mother has decided to combine breast and formula milk, ensure that she has information and support to continue to maximise the amount of breast milk and breastfeeding her baby receives. Revisit her goals, as she may want to return to full breastfeeding after the initial challenges faced in the difficult early weeks. Work with her to develop a plan to increase her milk production and gradually decrease the amount of formula used. Remember to praise mothers. However much breastfeeding they are doing, they remain breastfeeding mothers.
I was really tired on day 4, and so I started to give a bottle. And then over the next couple of weeks, the bottles increased and it was such a faff. So I had a long chat with the health visitor and she really helped me to get back to full breastfeeding. And it's all working really well now. It's a lot easier, definitely. No bottles to make up anymore.
Full details on achieving the standard are in the Baby Friendly Initiative Guide to the Standards. Baby Friendly's Guide to Having Meaningful Conversations with Mothers talks through how to make the most of your time with a mother and provide effective, compassionate, mother-centred care. For any persistent or complex problems, see our statement on additional and specialist support as a requirement for the Baby Friendly Standards. The Baby Friendly Maternity Audit Tool helps you to monitor supplementation rates in your unit. See also our dedicated supplementation form. These resources, along with useful documents such as a mother's checklist for breastfeeding, breastfeeding assessment forms, sample infant feeding policies, and our video on hand expression, are available through the Baby Friendly website.